Attitude indicator. Welcome to the stream. Singing Crow asking the right questions. Who will outsets who? In the gaming that is yet to occur. Gamers, welcome back. This is a random ladder match while we wait. Let's see. Oh, wait. We gotta go to Smog Tours. I'm going to smogon.com. That is not where I need to be going. Smog Tours it is. We've arrived. We made it. Oh my gosh. Game 1. Turn 1. All right, Old Money 2, Old Money Open 2 is happening. This is losers round 7. Both gamers switch out. We've seen that situation a million times. We've seen the BKC video. We're moving on. Fori gets a spike. Is it going to be Fire Move? Is it going to be Will-O-Wisp? Could you even bring yourself to HP Grass the incoming Swampert? Garpachi. What might you do? Genexus showing their bias in the chat for Spreek. Starmie the answer to Moltres. That's a great answer. It's a good answer. I will say this looks like a defensive Starmie because you're being outsped right now by the Molt. So if this thing has HP Grass, and I imagine it does, you wouldn't want to stay and lose most of your Moltres' health, but a defensive Starmie Surf might not even kill Molt. Molt has some bulk, right? Double switch. Still haven't seen anything from the Ments or the Tar, but now we actually see that this Salamence is not running leftovers. Lead CB Ments, could it be? Is it DD Lum Salamence? What shenanigans is Spreek up to at this time? A lot of love for Spreek in the chat. Armaldo making an appearance and threatening rock move into the Moltres. How well positioned. Would you expect this to be knockoff? It is. Whoa, where the hell was Skarm? The Skarm sprite was just like gone for a moment. Wow, everybody's rooting for Spreek here. Okay, so it's not Rapid Spin, it's knockoff. Can you guys imagine a world where Armaldo is allowed to run both Rapid Spin and knockoff and is just like an OU Mon? A lot of speculation in the chat. Yeah. CB Ments with knockoff. You knock off the Skarm, and then all of a sudden, that Skarm is going to be a lot less well positioned to deal with the CB Ments. I've seen ABR say things like you need Mag or like Weather Clear or like Wish. Something needs to support a CB Ments. You need like a dedicated plan to get through Skarm and or support the Ments' health. ABR dropped like a list of like 12 or like 14 team building rules. FJ2K made like a really super solid image to visualize the rules, and that stuck with me. Yes, welcome Z Panther. Anybody who has not seen the new Z Panther videos should check them out. I really enjoyed the Raikou one. I only caught a little bit of the Jirachi one because I was finishing up my own vid, which I just posted, by the way. Blissey versus Skarm. And that did not take long for Spreek to determine we're going to Starmie. Crazy that you're running 3 different Mon that have spin. Starmie has shown it. Garpachi has not shown a spin blocker. It's Drill Peck Skarm, but yeah, you've been knocked off here, so you don't want to stay in and do this forever. Even a single Surf is going to take like a third of the Skarm's life for the rest of its life. So as Garpachi, like, you got to somehow pressure the Starmie, make it... I mean, the goal, you want to somehow get spikes up. We haven't seen a spin blocker. Maybe there is one, and Garpachi's biding their time, waiting for the right moment. Wish Bliss with CB Ments. Fori and Armaldo, most definitely. Alright, yeah, recover Starmie. Can't help but feel that that was a pretty solid turn for Spreek. This is like the freest rapid spin of all time. And with just Drill Peck and presumably no Toxic. I mean, could be Toxic, Peck, Roar, then you don't have Protect. I would expect Roar and Protect most of the time. All right, we're going to get Celebi in on the spin. And then you can Leech Seed something, but yeah. I feel like this is a decent matchup for Spreek. And I'm not seeing a lot of avenues for... I mean, maybe if this is like Pursuit Tar and you can get the Starmie low, double the Tar in and Pursuit the Starmie, or Crunch Mind Game the Starmie. We haven't seen a spinner on Garpachi's side, though, so, you know, you might not expect Pursuit Tar. The Moltres here, you already have a Will-O-Wisp switch in. But I'm sure stronger players than I could tell you the likelihood of Pursuit Tar given the rest of this structure. I'm mostly grasping at straws here. Spreek is going to win this. He is simply him. Smoking Rocks, welcome. Armaldo taking a gigantic Hydro Pump to get a second knockoff. This is long-term value for Spreek. And, I mean, maybe Maldo has Rest. Wish and Aroma are incompatible. So I wouldn't expect this to be Aroma, given that we're pretty sure this is Wish Blissey. But the Wish could also help Armaldo as well. I was wondering, I don't know if I said this out loud. I was thinking maybe Rest Armaldo with Aroma support. I guess this needs BK Tar for Garp. I could see it. Or Bulky Dragon Dance. I like both of those in this structure. Yeah, the two knockoffs are nice. Okay, it's sub. All right, so this is likely going to be a big focus punch. And you're getting roared out. Garpachi, what do you do here? You can't get spikes. 2 of your Mon are knocked off. Now, fortunately, they're the sand resistant ones. They're the sand immune, so they're not going to be dying over a period of time. And leeching the Ments is quite nice, I have to say. Though this Ments is going to make permanent progress on probably one of those 2 Mon. I don't know how you try to navigate 2 Pokemon. Oh, Spreek is going to double Armaldo in on the Skarm. Interesting. I guess not wanting to lose additional health from Sand and Leech Seed on whatever does get hit. And the Leech Seed would actually heal one of these Pokemon to some degree. So, I mean, you click CB HP Fly into Skarmory, it might net heal. Okay, crit Drill Peck. is nice. Somebody was speculating that this could be a Jirachi last for Garpachi. Unclear to what extent that would help in this game state. But yeah, Spreek with a pretty fat defensive team. One primary breaker. You have knockoff, the Wish Blissey. I do think that these leech seeds, to try to establish and support the longevity of the knocked off sand immune Mon, very important for Garpachi to try to stabilize. The saving grace is that the Ments can only come in so many times. If you're able to chip it down a couple times, and that might be what that Psychic is designed to do as well. The problem though is that Wish is going to be doing so much for the Ments. You could leech here as well. The Ments is going to be nearly full though, even after the leech seed. I mean, Psychic crit could just win. Yeah. And another problem is that Garpachi effectively has to go to Pert or Skarm, or risk taking a knockoff on yet a third Mon. This one, obviously, not sand immune. Cactu pivoting to last being Arrow because this is sub 3 attack. Okay. Yeah. If you make this a Gengar and this a Zapdos, then you just have El Clasico. The only team that I know. Aerolast is good since the only EQ immune dies passively. Yeah, Arrow clicking EQ could put in a lot of work on this team, especially if you can somehow get some spikes going. And this is I mean, you outspeed here, right? Like, does Drill Peck just get there? Oh, it's Taunt Skarm. That's amazing. Yeah, you deny the Soft Boiled and the Wish. That's awesome. That's exactly what you want. Yeah, and Bliss has to get out of there. Okay, well, you've denied Wish exactly once. It's just so tough that, like, you pivot the Skarm in right when they bring Bliss in, and your reward is nothing happens, basically. And something has to come in and take a Drill Peck, and that thing has Recover in and of themselves. That's when you know it's like a dire situation when... Okay, do you have Protect? It's Hydro Pump Swampert. It could be offensive Purd. This is a turn. Ments down to 70%. To complete my thought for a moment ago, like, when you feel like you know what your opponent is going to do, you try to call it out, and then you see the line just develop 1-2 more turns, and you realize, wow, like, even though I feel like I did the best thing in this situation, I still, like, can't get a lot of value out of it. Like, it's not good to feel like you're outplaying your opponent, but the situation is so bad that, like, it kind of doesn't even matter. They can kind of reset for free. And Spreek is... Wow, Garpachi goes Moltres on CB Ments. Spreek's still not wanting to expend much more of the CB Ments' health. Celebi regularly coming in on these Leech Seeds. Or on these T-Waves, excuse me. Only shown Leech Seed and Psychic. Blissey is here. Oh, the Paris sucks. It's going to be able to soft-boiled or Wish. I would imagine you soft-boiled first. It's easy enough for Blissey to pivot in on a variety of things. On the Moltres, on the Celebi. You know it can't come in on the Skarm now. I mean, this could come down to Spreek PP stalling the Leech Seeds. That's already 6 of 16. There's the Wish. And it is Jirachi in the back. Some of you got that right. Some of you, I think, had it right and then had it wrong. What kind of Jirachi would this need to be specifically? Swampert's going to be coming in on a Wish. Jirachi has a sub. This has shown Roar. So, Ice Punch is the best click. You get a freeze. You just simply get it. You get the freeze. Okay, sub Ice Punch Could it be Calm Mind and just T-Bolt? I think that's what we're looking at. Fire Punch would go insanely hard right now. I don't imagine that you have it. Is Fori just gonna have to, like... It might have Earthquake. Maybe this is Earthquake Fori. It is. And that's tough. I imagine that's gonna 2-hit KO. Jirachi can eliminate the Fori here. You can guarantee that you're only dealing with one spike, but wow. Oh, that crit Earthquake is so wild, dude. I was like, wow, freaking Fortress doing 70%. Well, you're actually favored to live the ensuing Earthquake, and you can't quite 2-hit. Damn. So both Calm Mind stacks, and you killed a third of the Fortress. That's all you got. Swampert comes in. HP Grass. Brilliant. Wow. Like, specifically exactly calling the Swampert coming in, punching through it. The critical hit likely not to matter. This is probably just soft-boiled. It's going to be T-Tar coming in. Okay, Garpachi with a little bit of momentum. The Swampert is nearly dead. You really need to deny Wish to it. Like, that's of the utmost importance. So finding opportunities where you think Spreek is gonna pivot to the Blissey. Very important to stay in front of it. Oh, just going Mence. Just going Mence on sub. Okay. Well, are you gonna stay in? You can't, like, you would lose the whole Salamence. No, yeah, no, Spreek is gonna go Starmie instead to take a Rock Slide. And if this has HP Bug, maybe you could eventually outpace Recover, even at -1. No, you're not outpacing Recover, sadly. This is a pretty good loop from Spreek. You get the Intim up, and then if they Rock Slide like they're a genius, you lose your Salamence. But you get the Intim off. If they sub, you just go elsewhere. You recover stall. Yeah, and Spreek leaving the Starmie low, not wanting to risk it to a crit, brings the Fortress in on the HP Bug. Moody, not triple spinner. It's knockoff Maldo. And we haven't seen the full Fori set, but I'd imagine alongside Starmie, you free up that slot on Fori. It's got the Earthquake, could be running Boom. Zap Cannon, dare I say? And just gonna take the Focus Punch. Wonder if you ever think about Rock Slide and try to get the flinch, keep up your sub. But yeah, just take some guaranteed value. And yeah, another tough turn. Feels like Fori can kind of just click spikes here. Garpachi's actually gonna go to Skarm on HP Bug. Or Ghost. Unsure. But you imagine it's gonna be Bug if you're clicking it into T-Tar. Okay, Starmie is faster and could simply recover here. Yeah, most Celebi, even if you're running a grass move, like, Celebi is just like such a utility Pokemon. Like, who runs like modest Celebi? You can actually like threaten this thing. Okay, you've Leech Seeded the Blissey. You can bring your T-Tar in again if you want. And if this thing dares click Wish, I mean, all you have to do is throw out a move. The problem is, I guess it's not a problem, but Spreek can sack something else if he wants. And then get the Swampert healthy, but it's frozen, so like, doesn't seem overly valuable. This feels like a Rest Fori team. Yeah, perhaps. I would expect Restmon alongside Aroma, and Wish and Aroma are incompatible. This is a tough turn. If you're Spreek, you could simply click knockoff. It's revealed BKC. Well, I guess this isn't BKC. It's sub 3 attack, but similar. It's revealed lefties. T-Tar can't actually kill the Maldo. It is faster, though. Oh, and you simply stayed into Slide. Okay. Is it HP Bug time? Do you nut up and there is the T-Wave that could come down? But with Spreek can't risk the entire Starmie. It's, again, presumably, possibly the only spinner. And he is going to stay in to surf the T-Tar and let the Starmie go. That's going to allow Garpachi the opportunity to try to get Scarm in and get permanent spikes, again, assuming that this isn't double spin. Perhaps Spreek's willingness to give up the Starmie represents double spin. We may find out. Oh my gosh, and just guessing incorrectly. There goes the entire Moltres. And Jirachi is here. It can take a Rock Slide. Surely Spreek will not stay. But what will the Jirachi want to do? I guess Blissey could come in if it has Seismic Toss. The Rachi is just so damn low. I like this as an opportunity for Garpachi to try to heal the Jirachi. After 2 turns, it gets all the spike damage back. Huh. Corvinus thinking that the Fori is also spin. And if that's the case, it is even more dire that we've lost the Moltres on Garpachi's side. I'm looking around. Again, we've seen the full Jirachi set. It could be HP Fire Celebi, but HP Fire Psychic, I feel like I don't really see that. So how do you get through the damn Fori? It only has 50% health, but its Earthquake hits back the T-Tar and the Jirachi, which are probably 2 of the Pokemon best suited to actually pressure it. Of course, the Swampert could Hydro Pump. Anyway, we've got the Scarm. Is it time to just start getting some more spikes? Could be. I don't mind Spike. They get the Wish and then Drill Peck to deny Swampert, or really just keep the pressure up on whatever does come in. But again, it's Taunt Scarm. How could I forget? Did Spreek forget? Yeah, that's going to allow spikes. And you're going to be able to get at least a second spike. But this is a bit of a mind game, right? Because you could taunt to deny Wish, to deny Soft-Boiled. But if they Seismic Toss, you are actually going first. Okay. Yeah, that was Seismic Toss. Good play by Spreek. And now the Scarm can only get 1 more spike. And again, if that Fori has Rapid Spin, then Garpachi may have just given up the entire Skarmory, or what was left of it, for mostly nothing. Now, it does have to come in. The Fori is going to have to come in on spikes and go down to about, what, 30, 32, then eventually 38% after leftovers. At 28%, does this T-Tar have over 100 health? I feel like that's actually pretty close. Spreek is going to Spike Sack the Swampert to get the CB Ments and get another Intim off. I like that play. Garpachi running low on ways to deal with CB Ments. HP Fly looks okay. Unless it's Jirachi or T-Tar staying. Earthquake is actually probably the click, right? Earthquake just like beats the Tar. If it's offensive Pert coming in on a spike, I think Earthquake could 2-hit. Definitely deals with the Jirachi. The only thing is the Celebi, but the Celebi has Leech Seed. It's the healthiest Mon remaining. I guess I would highly anticipate Earthquake, as it is the best mid-ground click. Should Spreek have again, it's lead CB Mets. So I mean, Rock Slide, HP Fly, Earthquake. What am I missing? Brick Break? We are going to go Swampert, praying it's not HP Fly. It was Earthquake, and that does 2-hit. Easily. Easily 2 hits. And it does have Protect. Okay, so you're able to stall the Ments just a bit. Here we're going to go Celebi and resist this. Okay. Ments is only really going to be able to click 1 or 2 more buttons. Gonna have to get out of dodge. There's the 8th to last Leech Seed. We are more than halfway done. And the Swampert is the only remaining knocked off Mon. So this is a precarious situation for Garpachi. Garpachi running low on timer, folks. 30 seconds remain. 20 seconds now. And it's going to be Pert. It looks like we're going to be sacking. No, we're getting Pert in front of Blissey. Okay. I imagine Blissey is... You basically have to Seismic Toss, right? No, you soft-boiled. You're faster than the Pert, and Earthquake is not doing nearly enough. So sad. Oh, okay, crit. We've crit through the Blissey, but now Mence is going to get to come in and heal. And I don't think there's anything Garpachi can do to stop it. And I think Mence, a full health Mence, like clicking... I guess the Celebi can come in and try to stop it from clicking Earthquake. You might have to sack something, though. Yeah, the Mence is going to get a kill this turn, or Garpachi is going to switch, either of which... Yeah, it's going to be HP Fly. That allows the T-Tar to... I mean, it's going to be Jirachi. Can T-Tar come in, take 12% spike, get 6% leftovers back, and live a CB Mence HP Fly? Okay, well, the good news is Garpachi has coverage to hit much of what is left. Fori dies to... Oh, no, you don't have Fire Punch. You have Ice Punch, Thunderbolt. There are 2 spikes, though. Maldo is going to come in. Ice Punch, no freeze that time. Can Thunder Punch do 23? You just did 17 with Ice Punch. Doesn't get there. No para. Okay, and the HP... Excuse me? HP Bug? Yeah, HP Bug must have been. Doesn't kill. This is very tense. Again, because the Fori has Earthquake, if it's Fori T-Tar last, I think Spreek will actually win. Unless the T-Tar can get like a Rock Slide, Flinch, or Crit. Spreek trying to figure out how to play this, has a ton of time left. 270 seconds, in fact. $80 turns into this one, and we are nearing the end. Surely CB Mence does 26%. What do you do in this spot? I think the Fori took like 48, I think, from +2 Thunderbolt earlier. So surely the Fori can come in and click Earthquake. I will say, the Celebi is unrevealed. The Fori is partly under-revealed as well. And we don't know the final attack from Mence. It's going to be Fori coming in. Freeze and or para full para could be outs for Garpachi. I do think... I don't... the thing is, can Mence HP Fly do 32 or 38? Definitely not 38, right? Because if Garpachi hits this crit, or para full para, or gets a freeze, isn't going to go for those outs, is going to sack T-Tar to the Earthquake to get Celebi in. No more T-Tar, but you still have this dichotomy where, like, Hidden Power Flying hits the Celebi but doesn't hit Jirachi. Earthquake hits Jirachi but doesn't hit Celebi. So if Celebi can get out of here with enough health and can live... Well, it doesn't need to live the HP Fly. It's going to die, and Jirachi needs to be able to come in on a spike and live the next one. So it comes down, loses 12, goes to 14, goes back up to 20%. Can this Jirachi take an HP Fly at 20%? Again, that's all assuming that this is like HP Fire Celebi right now. The Mence could just pivot in right now if it wanted to. On like HP Fire. It has 65% health. It outspeeds everything. Garpachi has 30 seconds. Neither gamer has made up their mind. It's 20 seconds now for Garpachi. Yeah, the HP for Mence is 65%. Jirachi's at 26. Garpachi, less than 15 seconds remain. And they decide to click Psychic. They get the special defense drop. HP Bug just ends it. That's game. That is game. Wow. Yeah, there's absolutely no hope now. Spreek lets the Fori go. And Salamence will come in and click Earthquake. Garpachi thinking, I don't know that there's much to think about in this position. I think this is a checkmate. We know the full Jirachi set. I think we've seen that it's getting outsped by the Mets. If Jirachi is faster than the Mets, it has Ice Punch. I don't think it needs any hacks. It's going to one-shot a CB Mets that will, at that time, be at like 59% after Sand Chip. I think we've seen... Have we seen the Jirachi up against the Mets? Ments was buffeted by the Sandstorm, and then Jirachi recovered lefties. So they're not both buffeted by the Sandstorm, nor do they both have lefties. So I guess we actually don't know. I don't think we know the speed. Garpachi has locked in their decision. Spreek is the one thinking now. Yeah, Psychic just did 20. So after this, oh, it could do just 30. I think you need to Thunderbolt here, right? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Celebi Psychic. Celebi Psychic did 20%. I don't think the Jirachi has it. I think the Jirachi needs, because remember, +2 Calm Mind Jirachi Thunderbolt didn't two-shot. It wasn't going to two-shot the Fori. It did like 48 or like 50 or something. So I don't know if you're favored to get this kill. Spreek taking all of that time. They began with 3 minutes this turn. Now they're down to less than 1. And they're gonna pivot Ments. Ments takes a T-Bolt. I guess they're gonna bet that they are faster. And now this is clearly Ice Punch. Okay, and the Jirachi is faster. Fori has to come in on 2 spikes. It goes down to 22%. I think Jirachi can do that with Thunderbolt. No! Doesn't get there, but gets the para and the full para! Garpachi! Out of nowhere! No way! Oh my god, devastating for Spreek. I thought Spreek had it. Some people in the chat were telling me that Garpachi could pull it back, and they did. No way. Holy fucking shit. Garpachi, I saw the 1% and thought I was done. That was like such a photo finish. My god. Oh my god, Garpachi. Let's go. I'm rooting for game 3. That's what I'm rooting for. I want you guys to understand. These are both beloved members of the Zets Chord. And I would never choose favorites. But the only favorite I would choose, game 3. Game 3 is a favorite. So we will be rooting for Spreek this game. It's only fair. That shit was fucking insane. Was Bolt a roll? I bet it was. Let's find that turn. When was Jirachi? Here's Jirachi. Sub, Calm Mind, Calm Mind. So +2 Jirachi Calm Mind did 46%, so times 2. So this normal ass Thunderbolt did 23% once. And this time it only did 21%. So I think it was absolutely a roll. Attitude indicator. Huge read on the para. I mean, shouts to Garpachi for finding a way to win that. I was wrong. I mistakenly... Oh, here's game 2, by the way. Oh my god. Excuse me. Garpachi, we're going to switch viewpoints. Garpachi with the lead Medi. And does not want to stay in front of Metagross. And this Metagross apparently EV'd exactly to live. Is that CB Meta EQ? Crazy. There's already so much happening in this one, folks. In this game 2. It's lefties meta. Can Garpachi find a way for this to explode and still achieve value someday? Flygon alongside these 2 grounded Mon. Very interesting. Not what you would expect. It's Superman with grounded meta. Hyper offense Superman. There's Earthquake. By the way, I think that could be CB. This looks like a very offensive team. My calc is telling me defensive Suicune. Maybe that's offensive Suicune, but apparently defensive Suicune is not often taking more than 26%. Snorlax is going to come in to deal with Calm Mind Suicune, which it should be fairly capable of doing. Surf is probably not even doing a third of Snorlax's health quite yet. Flanky, very good question. Where is Spreek's Magneton? Oh my god, that is defensive Suicune. 28% from Body Slam? From Stab Snorlax Body Slam? Are they going to keep trading down? Could Garpachi ever just decide to pop it? No pressure to do so right now, but maybe you identify Suicune is a huge issue for the team. Depending on the team, who knows? Maybe try to catch him off guard. Meta, do you get the para? Not this time. CB meta is back. And I would imagine Earthquake will not be the click again now that we've seen this Flygon. Meteor Mash looks like a fantastic click, though. And I wonder how Garpachi is going to deal with this. This CB meta honestly looks devastating. Oh, it's Mag, but it comes in on Earthquake Spreek. No way. The Flygon was right there. Garpachi, you could have just sacked the 7% Metagross and saved your... I understand it, though, because Meteor Mash looks like an insane click. You bring the Mag in, you deal with the entire CB meta. Oh my gosh. Spreek not thrilled about how game 1 ended, and they are trying to force a game 3 with haste. Is this Zet's offense 3? Lamau. I don't know about that. Spreek, that Earthquake was so sick. Very, very nicely done. Yeah, I guess for Spreek, you're thinking they could very well have a bag. You've got Medi. You have CB Flygon, you have Snorlax. And if I Earthquake and you go to your Flygon, that's fine. I can go to my Suicune, I can go to anywhere else. But if I Meteor Mash, which looks so juicy right now, and you go to Mag, I lose the whole CB Ments and maybe the set. So in retrospect, I see the vision. I see the vision from Spreek. Yeah, and I would not be, like others have pointed out, I would not be surprised to see a Mag on Spreek's side as well. There is a timely para for Garpachi, though. Seth speculating Garpachi last got to be Suit. Well, this could be Shadow Ball Snorlax. Also Shadow Ball Medi. Medi usually carries Shadow Ball. We don't know what kind of Medi this is yet. But I wouldn't think that this has to be Double Trapper. I don't know that you need Pursuit here. If you disagree, feel free to let me know. Also, while we wait, shouts to r/Butterfree for hitting 1500 elo again. Oh my god, pivoting the Medi in. Who knows what that click could have been from Spreek. And now Mence is going to have to come in. This is going to tell us a lot about the Medi. Okay, and that does not look banded to me. That does not look like banded damage. Banded would have done 80 to 94%. It just did 51 leftover Salamence revealed. So potentially not favored to kill if you were to have the cojones to stay in. What kind of Ments would you expect on a structure like this? Again, if we do believe there's a mag to eliminate Skarm, that could indicate more likely that it's a physical Ments. And there is the HP Fly. There is the HP Fly. Snorlax is here to take that. And I'd be a little worried if I'm Garpachi of him just simply going to Metagross on a Body Slam. Even if it gets parried, 3/4 of the time, it doesn't even really matter that much. It's getting outsped by most things. Of course, not this Snorlax, but now that the mag is gone... Oh, Focus Punch on the meta. Okay. That's very nice. That's very nice. But again, the problem is, what takes Meteor Mash now? I think this could be the moment where you simply sack the Metagross, unless you really think you can get it maybe in front of the Snorlax later. Double it in front of the Snorlax, and then something has to eat an explosion. Green Herb White Smoke. Can somebody explain the synergy between Medi and Flygon? Sea Panther says Skarm Beatdown. Skarm Beatdown on Magneton is crazy. I will say the mag removes not only the phaser and one of the primary physical walls, but also a ground immunity. I like the idea of Flygon, and CP Flygon is like fun, but like just having like your primary like choice band stab just get blanked by so much of the metagame. I feel like that really hurts. Obviously, yeah, you have Rock Slide. You have Rock Slide. But, like, your base attack is not phenomenal. Okay. We pivot the meta in. Are you faster than CB meta? They miss another mash. Spreek, no! Oh my gosh, and Garpachi may have stabilized. They're still down a mag, but they've dealt with the CB meta. The opponent, Snorlax, is paralyzed, so weakens down to 2/3 of its health. You've scouted the Ments. That is insanely unlucky. We have seen a lot of luck and fortune go towards Garpachi's side in this one, folks. All right, now how do you deal with the Mets? This is almost certainly DD Salamence. I feel like Flygon is actually a decent answer to DD Met. You don't exactly want to pivot there now and then click a move. But I feel like +1 Ments, HP Flying, change some things around. Choice band. HP Flying will not one-shot a standard choice band Flygon. And Garpachi was going to go to Flygon to act as the DD check. So you could go... I don't mind Rock Slide here. Garpachi's actually just going meta. And another... another full para on the exact turn that Garpachi gets the Medi in front of this Snorlax. Insane. Yeah, Spreek is getting completely destroyed by absurdly bad luck. Yeah, just gonna let the Snorlax go. That Brick Break was not a roll. That was just going to kill. Garpachi with the My Bad. I don't think that was... Oh, this is assuming Choice Band. Oh, no, if that... And it's not... We know it's not Choice Band from damage earlier. So that... that crit absolutely mattered, folks. My gosh. Yeah, CB Flygon Rock Slide should be able to come in. So if you are Spreek, I don't hate just clicking HP Fly. Obviously, it annihilates this Medi. Could it just simply two-shot the Snorlax as well? Oh, you get outsped and flinched. Spreek, buddy. I am shocked to see the Medi faster than presumably DD Ments. And neither of them even say anything about it, because, like, what do you even say at this point? Snorlax is back. Okay, Breloom for Spreek. Something has to go to sleep. This could punch some holes in Garpachi's team. Something has to go to sleep. I'm not seeing anything that loves taking a Focus Punch into a Sky Uppercut. Garpachi is going to allow the Medi to be the Spore sack, but it's Lum. Oh my gosh, lead Lum Medi. All-out attacker with 4 attacks. And again, the Medi outsped the Ments, so in all likelihood, it is way faster than Breloom, though it doesn't have anything to kill Breloom. You could still just Spore again. Brick Break is only going to do 70 to 80%. Yeah, you take the Brick Break, you still get your Spore, but now Breloom's Focus Punch is not a one-shot, I don't believe. Oh, wait a minute. Lychee Berry Breloom? Okay, new technology. I did not expect this. Spreek last Rachi. Garpachi last Gara. What do you guys think is last? All right, this Focus Punch will absolutely annihilate the Medi. Surely Flygon can come in and revenge. Spreek, you could save this. It outspeeds the Lax. You could put something else to sleep later, but you'd have to give something up. What buttons can Flygon click here? Earthquake. Wow, you could have just went to the Ments. You could have simply went Ments. Tough to do it there. And here you clearly go Ments. All right. Slow Ments. Slow Salamence in front of this choice-locked EQ Flygon. HP Flying, apparently from this range, is not going to be a 2-hit on the Lax. You would need like Brick Break coverage or something crazy. Someone speculating Zard. It wasn't CB. It was never CB. I don't know anything about this game. I've been misrepresenting the Flygon all game. It's because of the Earthquake into the Suicune. The Suicune had a little bit less bulk, I guess, than the one I was looking at in my calc. I'm guessing Spreek has known all along. So pivoting the Mensin was never free. Okay, the Suicune is very close to being out of this Flygon EQ range. Mens comes in to get an Intim and is likely to just go down. Okay, no para. That's massive. Oh, Spreek, what do you do, man? You could let the Ments go, get Breloom in, put something else to sleep, get another Focus Punch off. Garpachi running low on time once again. Crit! Crit Hidden Power Flying one-shots the Flygon, and a little bit of karma. Karmic Justice coming back to support Spreek in his attempt to bring us to a Game 3. Regice in the back of all things. Honestly, Breloom looks excellent here. Sky Uppercut actually doesn't kill, but Suicune outspeeds should be able to get Regice into Sky Uppercut range should you have it. Oh, the Crit Surf is nice. The Crit Surf is nice to have for Spreek. Here comes Breloom. If you have Sky Uppercut, it is supposed to definitely be a one-hit. You just take the Spore first and foremost. And you could click Focus Punch if you want. I think that basically guarantees, unless you get a turn 1 Wake Up, and Garpachi does not get it. Spreek is going to overcome an insane amount of hacks to force a loser's round 7 set deciding Game 3. And I gotta say, I love to see it. Cactus saying, Regice is actually the perfect counter for Spreek's Unrevealed. I will always be curious to know what this Mon was. Is it in fact a Magneton? Holy moly. What a set so far. Hacks War. That was so crazy. How meaningful was the HP Fly crit? Because the Ments is going to get outsped by the Flygon. It got outsped by the freaking Medi. So, even though it was on the Switch, you weren't going to be able to follow up with a second one, in all likelihood. You probably have to pivot somewhere else, or else risk your whole Ments to Rock Slide. Whoa. All right, game 3 is going to be coming up, gamers. Don't forget, sub to the channel, like the live stream if you haven't already, and check out the new video that I posted. It's a run I did on the ladder during the last stream I did a couple days ago. If you guys didn't catch that stream, I'd highly encourage you to check out the vid. It's honestly, I think my best laddering vid yet. Last prob suit or Hera. Here we go, folks. Game 3. And lead Smeargle. Spreek is bringing lead Smeargle. He's saying, listen, there's been a lot of variance in this set. We're leaning into it. Additional shenanigans. Could this be the Null team? This wouldn't be the Null, like, taunt pass to whack, get 2 Dragon Dances to Marowak, and, like, just instantly win the video game team. Hidden Power Flying does not kill. But were this that team, you would be Dragon Dancing into a Spore so that you get a second Dragon Dance, then you taunt, and so on and so forth. Garpachi getting some very helpful damage on the Smeargle. And the Intim also kind of ruins the Dragon Dance angle. So now we got to be passing speed to something that doesn't mind being -1 attack. And yeah, Spreek is actually just going to take a spike. No baton pass, no speed pass today. You got 1 spike, you got sand, you got a T-Tar, and a dream. Seth in the chat was sure this was DD pass. I doubt you'd run, well, you can't run agility and DD and pass with Spore and spikes. So it was agility pass. Meta coming in. On Earthquake, nice predict from Spreek. They know their own tar. Would you dare stay in and click another move? So much happening here. You don't want to risk the entire T-Tar. The Mence is asleep. If it weren't, maybe you could convince yourself as Garpachi to pivot there, getting in Tim off, try to mitigate the T-Tar. Yeah, what these players both choose to do right now is going to tell us a lot about their teams, I think. Oh, it's Protect Metagross on Dragon Dance. No way. Spreek. What a click. Oh my gosh. And my showdown is like bugging out. And we're just going to see the Protect Shield forever. No, Mence can still just come in. Meta could explode. It is going to be Mence. Yeah. And now Spreek, of course, can just simply Dragon Dance again. Get back up to +1 and outspeed the universe. Yeah. And you just Rock Slide. You're happy to Rock Slide in this spot. You put a bunch of damage. Oh, you missed. You missed the Rock Slide, Spreek. No. And you do not appear to be favored to live another Surf. You go for crit flinch outs, and you don't get it. Oh, a beautiful Dragon Dance play moments ago. You have the Zapdos to still pressure the Suicune. Snorlax is still very healthy. Could easily come in here. Yeah, and it will just be a Snorlax coming in. And damn, 24%. That is... I mean, the Snorlax is just, like, chilling. It came in and took a Thunderbolt from one of the strongest special attackers in the entire format. Stepped on a spike in sand. But it's Snorlax. It feels like it's so healthy still. Pert comes in, takes 30% from a Body Slam. And that tells me that this has less bulk than standard defensive Pert, which is apparently supposed to take anywhere between 21 and 25. That the Pert is here tells me that Spreek is at least representing Earthquake or Hydro Pump, like something that can actually try to put a little bit of pressure onto the Snorlax. Maybe this is Curse Pert. Maybe you're going to get roared out. You have to step on spikes again later. You got to come in on another Thunderbolt someday. The music going well with the misses. Yeah, the Sunshine OST was going hot for a moment, but I think we've gotten to a kind of weird place. With the OST. So we're gonna bring Melee soundtrack back into the ether. And it was Earthquake Swampert. That has a shot at a 2-hit. Apparently not a great one. Again, we don't know the actual sets, but it did exactly 32 just now. CalcDex thinks that's a high roll. Mence is going to come in to get an Intim on top of the Earthquake. I don't hate Leftovers Mence as a sleep sack. You still can intimidate stuff. You can come in on ground moves. It can still kind of do stuff. And it's Suicune coming in on predicted potentially Ice Beam. Okay, Gengar from Spreek. Makes sense. Spin Blocker, Wisp Clicker. Could have Thunderbolt or Giga Drain. Where am I? What is going on? Sorry, folks. Somehow my own stream started playing on a separate monitor. Kenny on Smogon, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thunderbolt Para for Spreek. A little bit of additional justice. And yeah, the mag is completely gone. Garpachi sacks the entire mag just to try to position something else in front of the Gengar. And the question is, what wants to come in on the Gengar? A lot of things are low and dies. Suicune comes in on a spike, dies to Thunderbolt. Metagross comes in, dies to Fire Punch. Snorlax, maybe you live something, but you're still coming in on that damn spike. Yeah, Gengar can't quite do 20% with any traditional coverage. But if it doesn't have Shadow Ball, then it's not a viable option. The Mets has spent 0 turns asleep, so whatever Garpachi has in the back better be able to deal with Gengar. And you wonder, like, with this team, looking as, like, Gengar weak as it is, like, nothing wants to come in on a Wisp. Suicune can come in. Raikou! Somebody did say Raikou in the back for Garpachi. You were right. And if this thing has Crunch, or could even try to sub... Fire Punch, and depending on the investment, maybe Raikou could be EV'd to live a Gengar Fire Punch. Doesn't seem overly likely to me. CalcDex thinks that it should do between 25 and 30. The chat speculating that the Zapdos would be eating Garpachi's team alive. It felt like the Gengar was going to put in even more work. And this is the whole set. I think how Spreek is able to deal with this Raikou could be the entire set. And by the way, again, shouts to Z Panther, put out an excellent video on Raikou. Not only very informative, but also in part advocating that Raikou also rise to OU status in ADV, just like Metacham just did. Would highly recommend you guys check that video out if you haven't already. It's fantastic. Did I mention that Z Panther also put out a separate video today? He's back on the content grind. Definitely an ADV YouTuber to be on the lookout for and to support. Is it a speed tie? Raikou is represented faster as per, and it was just going to be a Fire Punch click. Garpachi sacks the whole meta. And for what? I guess, like, on Explosion. I guess on Explosion exactly. Like, do you not have sub to scout for that? Were you trying to get the meta in to double in front of the Swampert? Did you think that Spreek was going to go Swampert on your Thunderbolt and not want to let the Gengar take a T-Bolt? I think if Raikou had Crunch, it would have clicked it. Because I think 2 Crunches could get there on a lot of Swamperts. And again, this Swampert has less bulk than standard defensive anyway. Yeah, Raikou was revealed faster as per Sandstorm and Lefties. So it could still have been a speed tie, I suppose, and Raikou won both of those coin flips. But I think Spreek was trying to deny sub. If this Raikou gets a sub and starts Calm Minding, it could just win. So Garpachi, we're back here. You've learned a little bit more about the Gengar. Incredible click. I mean, I think trying to deny the sub is perfectly sensible. I see it as one of like your primary options in that spot. Like Spreek was right, or it worked out for Spreek. I'm not hating on the play. I think again I'm saying it was a good play, but I'm not blown away by it. I'm not surprised to see Spreek try to deny the sub. Yeah, maybe CM3 attack. Maybe CM3 attack, and we are just gonna CM. Oh, and there's the explosion. Spreek pulling the trigger, because again, had Raikou had sub, I think it's gonna be click and sub the previous turn. So Spreek scouts it out, realizes you don't have sub, you probably are CM3 attack, and I'm just gonna boom. And that I think is going to do it. Yeah, that's it. We need a turn 1 wake up DD sweep, and you would need an HP flying crit on the Pert or a rock slide flinch, and you get crit. And honestly, I don't think garpachi can complain too much. A lot of hacks in both directions. Spreek pulling victory out of the jaws of defeat. That game 2, where so much didn't go Spreek's way, and they found a way to win that anyway. Big shouts to Spreek staying alive in Old Money Open 2. They'll be moving on to round 8. Can you believe that? Round 8. And big shout outs to garpachi for also gaming and putting on a great damn show, for some good sportsmanship, and for making it to round 7. God damn. A lot of W's under garpachi's belt. If you didn't know, now you know. And all the Spreek fans go wild. Spreek had Arrow last. Yeah, and that's another reason you need to deny sub. If you fire punch and this thing crunches you, let's go back to that situation. Oh, skip to end. Fuck. I wish I could skip to the last turn, but then still, you know what I'm saying. Let's check this situation out quickly. If my computer wants to load things. This is actually a pretty quick game. They took a lot of time on these decisions. But yeah, now with Arrow in the back, this makes even more sense. So Mag goes down, Raikou comes out. So you have Arrow in the back. So the only way you lose to Raikou is if you let it get a sub up. If it doesn't have a sub, you come in outspeed, you Earthquake. Even if they go to Mence, that's fine. Like the Mence is asleep, and you force the Raikou out. It's coming in on more spikes. And eventually, this Mence, again, it's like a sleep. You have Zapdos, you have Gengar to try to deal with the Mence later. But with everything chipped this much, like letting Raikou get a sub up is basically the only way you can lose. So if Spreek is like afraid of T-Bolt and wants to go to Swampert on T-Bolt, and Raikou gets a sub, well, this Swampert has shown Earthquake, but it's at 58. So if the Raikou has HP Grass and sub, then you lose. Because this dies, Gengar comes in, and then, well, it would have to, I guess, there's a lot of permutations, but like, if it's like CM sub T-Bolt, like HP Grass exactly, then switching out on this turn, you lose. But like, you don't need to worry about too many worst case scenarios, because you know you have something that outspeeds this and one-shots it in the back. So as long as it doesn't get a sub, you're fine. But yeah, so I like just denying sub with Fire Punch, seeing what they do. And it's not even that scary, right? Because even if they CM, and that's like, oh shit, my Fire Punches are no longer breaking sub, you blow up. So let's see this happen, right? You Fire Punch here. Now we're back. So if Raikou Calm Minds, as you Fire Punch, and you're like, shit, if it subs, it's over. You just blow up. And it's outspeeding you, but it subs, you blow up, kill the sub, Arrow comes in. So honestly, I don't really think anything bad could have happened. If Z-Panther's still here, I'd love to hear what he thinks, because he's thought so much more about Raikou lately, and would probably have some more high-level analysis for us on this exact turn. Yeah, Corvinus, I agree. I think the the only... Yeah, you can't, like, outright lose in this moment. Even if this Raikou has Crunch, which... you would need significant... yeah, you would need to be modest Raikou to even one-shot most Gengar. But even if you get crunched in one-shot, I think you're fine. I think the arrow comes in and you're going to be fine. John the Fifth, who I take to be Spreek, says, I died a +1 T-Bolt, so if he CMs, I lose. You're talking about the initial turn that you Fire Punch. So if you Fire Punch and he CMs, you explode, but the +1 T-Bolt kills you, but then you bring in the arrow. Sea Panther saying, I think Prob didn't have sub how it was played. Yeah, I agree. I think had Garpachi had sub, I think you probably click it. Yeah, Z Panther trying to catch Boom on the meta. I thought so too. Flanky snatch Gengar moment. Can you imagine? Losers round 7, game 3. Snatch Gengar stealing the Calm Mind or stealing the sub. Does it steal subs as well? If Snatch steals is a tongue twister. If Snatch steals subs, maybe it's like the greatest Gengar set that never was. Garpachi is here with us. Welcome. Good game. Sorry that it didn't go your way, but thank you for joining us and for adding some details. It was no sub. CM Crunch Grass T-Bolt. Yeah. Snatch does steal sub. That's so wild. Yeah, without sub, it's going to be very difficult to position such that you can beat Arrow. You basically can't beat Arrow. And Spreek happen to have it here. Love the Raikou usage, though. +1 Crunch kills Arrow, comes in, and then 50-50 on EQ and Slide. I don't think so. I think Arrow can just click Earthquake, and if Garpachi goes to Mence, it's, like, completely fine. I think, like, any number of things can come in. Like, Swampert can come in, and, like, Ice Beam and or Earthquake much of what's left. And then every time the Raikou comes in, you attack into it until you die. You bring the arrow back in. I guess there are some mind games, but the Raikou steps on spikes every time you iterate that loop. And eventually the Raikou's going to die to Double Edge. Game 1 was a freaking movie, bro. I'm glad you guys were here to watch that with me. That shit was fucking wild, bro. And like I said, I want to do more of these like shorter streams where we just like catch like live tournament matches. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the video I posted today. I'm going to call it and play some Super Mario Jamboree with my girlfriend. And I think that is mostly what I have for you here today, folks. As always, I really appreciate everybody who hangs out, supports the stream. More videos to come out this week. And don't forget, replay of the week. Replay of the week is tomorrow. Finally, the first replay of the week this whole month. And for most of last month. I was going on vacation. Then I had some unfortunate stuff going on personally. Unfortunately with my dog. Miss you, Daisy. Rest in peace. So we had to postpone replay of the week, but we're going to be back tomorrow. And that's it, gamers. We'll see you next time.